Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody, everywhere on planet Earth, including bloody rude sugars. I wanted to say this lady, she sent me, I'm assuming you're a lady, okay, she sent me two pairs of earrings. Now, she said not to say her name. Now, I don't know if she means her YouTube name or I think she means a real name, so I better not say where I think she made them, but I don't know for a fact. So I've got these are moonstone. That is absolutely, they're lovely. I love them and I will look after them. And these as well, she got me, which is silver. And I will look after them, and they came with a lovely note, which said, don't say my name, and I'm not sure which name she means. I've actually got two holes, but the higher one is sealed up. I never use it. I never intended to. My mum finally decided to get her ears pierced when she was about 65, and she was such a crybaby and a chicken. I said, look, I'll have another hole done, prove it doesn't hurt. And it does actually, doesn't it? So because my mum was so scared, you know, you get that nasty pinch, and I had a little tear develop in one eye, and my mum was looking at me for any signs of pain, and I went, see? Oh, you don't feel a thing. Oh, she made such a fuss. So I ended up with two holes, all because of her. And now I haven't used it, but I'm going to use them because they're nice and fine, to see if I can poke the hole through. Well, further from the video before, I'm a racist, apparently. Most of you, lovely comments, thank you very much. Lots of common sense, lots of intelligence going on there. I'm a moron, apparently. And even if I don't come across as a racist, I'm having secret racist thoughts, apparently, according to one of them. Great big long rants, incoherent. Never going to get through. I absolutely loved the lady's comment who said sugar is a term of endearment, and it is. I remember people used to say that. It's like darling or babe. They say sugar, don't they? Or they used to say that. Well, words change their meaning. That's a whole lexicological argument, which I'm not going to have. It is so hot here. I think we might be through the hottest week down here. And I had to go and crew on the dolphin trip because one of the crew keeled over from the heat. So I had to go and do the last trip, but I'm not complaining. There's loads of dolphins out there at the moment. It's absolutely magical, and the people just loved it. And they were playing really weird music on the boat, which the dolphins liked. I'll tell you a group the dolphins absolutely bloody hate. I'm not joking. Those of you in the know. They hate ABBA. They hate it. We played it for a joke. It's a private joke at Dolphin Safari years ago, and they just kept swimming away from the boat and diving. So we tried it on and off a few times. They hate it. Apparently they like things in the key of G or something like that. Rick O'Barry told us that. And what else? So the earrings, absolutely love them, and I am beginning to think there's very little point in talking to people who I refer to sugars because it's short and sweet. Short and sweet. You know, it's like expats, right? I used to get it in the neck all the time for referring to me and Graham as expats during the Brexit referendum. And this is from Remainers, would have a right go at us and say, you're not expats, you're immigrants. You just don't want to say immigrant. Oh, well, I refer to us as expats because my dad used to. It was always a derogatory term. My dad said expats are people who've left the country and turned their back on Britain. So it was always known as a derogatory term. Now apparently we think we're a cut above other immigrants. Technically, yes, we're immigrants. I mean, like I say, these are all lexicological arguments that we could have. That's if these people can even work out what lexicology is. Any thoughts, Friday evening thoughts, Graham? Oh, and I can't wait to get the email from the lady who went to 86 High Street, apparently, and took pictures of it. And apparently a lady came out and she said to her, have you ever had any hauntings here? And she said, I will tell you all about it in email. So if she's okay with that, I will refer to all that. We've got to light 2 candles in a minute. Are you not getting pissed?
Yeah, I'm just finishing my orange juice first. Hearts and minds, that's what it's all about. Patriotism, you see. And keeping you all in line, keeping you all in order. It's important psychological to win hearts and minds. And that means you as well. Okay, so if you've left the country and you've gone living in Spain, you're not patriotic anymore, you're an expat.
No, stop it with all that nonsense. Well, Gibraltar was on the news when I was a kid because the IRA were there and they got shot. There's the bullet, I think, is still in the tree, isn't it? They used to have it as a tourist attraction. A petrol pump got shot on Winston Churchill Avenue, and the tree on the way up to, what do they call it?
Operation Flavius,
What's that?
1988.
What's that tunnel called? Up by the old Lamport Tunnel. Yeah, which goes to Casemate. And Maggie, as I recall, Maggie and the others, they were going to meet in Gib 2 weeks after, but because of the IRA thing, they cancelled it all. And I said to my dad, "Where's that? That looks hot and sunny." And my dad was quite derogatory and dismissive. He went, "Oh, well, it's just a rock where 6 millionaires live who turn their back on the country full of expats." He was very derogatory about it. He was a big Daily Express reader, my dad. So he might not approve of me living down here. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah, patriotism. I get really patriotic. When you see things like Torval and Dean, I loved them. Or John Steed from the Avengers, remember him?
Women's
or
football team winning the World Cup.
I'm not actually into the women's football team. I don't like sport much. Or James Bond, you know, and then you think, yeah, that's our guy, that's Britain. Yeah, I love things like that, but government's telling you you've got to pay tax. No.
Well, they're all donkeys, aren't they? They're all donkeys. People said it for years. Britain are led by donkeys. Lions led by donkeys.
Lions,
Why?
yeah.
Why don't the lions kill the donkeys? The lions run the show. That's my question for the evening.
That's anarchy.
No.
He's asking people to overthrow the...
No, I'm not.
I think that sounds dodgy. I think on that note
Metaphoric.
we shall end
Take
on that
over.
note. It's all right. British government people, we're just thinking outside the box. We're not free thinker, quick squash them. They did that years ago. So see in the comments.
Donkeys.
Anyone else had any moronic comments from Sugars? I mean, some of them are really nice, but even one of the ladies that was very, very nice, basically in the most polite way, told me to get knotted, that I really am a racist, and that she doesn't see any point in having any discussion about it at all. Well, you can't say I didn't try.